Hi guys, Ronnie here. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I want to do a follow-up on a previous video I posted, which was how to sell homemade furniture on Facebook Marketplace. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it. In that video, I go through step by step on how I place an ad on Facebook Marketplace with the items I've built. Goes through everything. Goes through the description, everything Facebook asks, photos, everything. So that gets you set up as far as your ad goes. This follow-up video, I wanted to discuss some items that you might run into with dealing with customers or potential customers. So after the ad's up, you start getting messages. Some of the things I've run into that maybe you can prepare ahead of time for. And if any of these, if I don't cover some of the things maybe you've gone through, if you've been selling, I would love to hear in the comments below what you deal with, and maybe I can prepare myself for something that might come up with that. So I got a list here, no particular order, but I'll start with lowball offers. Now, lowball offers, you'll get an offer. Let's say you have a $285 item. Customer sends you a message saying, I'll give you 50 bucks for it. I don't even waste my time responding to those. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's probably lower than what the materials cost. Don't respond to those. More common than not, you'll get, can you come down in price? So then, ask them, well, what were you thinking? What price were you thinking? And then let them come back, and then you can decide. The key thing is to price it on your own terms. You know what you put into materials. You know what your time is worth. So you are the one that needs to be in charge of the price, right? It's going to be tempting at first, since you haven't made a sale. If you haven't and you're starting to get into this, it's going to be tempting to go low just to make that first sale. And I know it's easy to say don't, because I've been through it, starting out, and I remember the temptation to just get some sales, get to some money. But I would just encourage you to hold off and to price it on your own terms. So the next thing would be, they'll ask, what do you take for payment? I always go with cash or PayPal. There's a whole bunch of types of payment out there. If you're set up for a lot of those, or you use a different kind, just tell them what you use. Then they'll ask, do you require a down payment? I don't take a down payment. I'm confident enough, and I've never had anybody not pick up an item. So I'm confident enough to where if they did not come and get it, that I could sell it to somebody else. So I just tell them the balance, the price is due when they come to pick up the item. And that's the next thing. They'll ask, sometimes they'll ask, can you deliver? So you'll have to think ahead of time whether you're willing to deliver the item, or you want them to come pick it up at your place. I always have a pickup. I don't deliver. I don't want to deal with loading the item, worrying about dings or scratches. I just have them come to pick it up. So when I tell them it's pickup only, this is the next item, I encourage them to bring a friend. To bring a friend to help load if they want. I offer to help them load the item too, but by offering or encouraging them to bring a friend, you're kind of maybe putting them at ease. Since 80-90% of my customers are female, I would say that helps in their mind to say, oh, okay, he wants me to bring a friend, so, I'm trying to put myself in their place. I have a daughter and a wife, so personally I wouldn't want them to go into some stranger's house, but I just try to make it as comfortable as I can for them. I also tell them to go ahead and feel free to park in the driveway. I pull the car out, and then they can back up, and easier loading that way. Ask for a good rating. So when you make a sale and they're happy with it, ask them as they're paying you or loading up, hey, can I send you through Facebook, can I send you a seller ratings request? And I have never been turned down for that. People have always been willing to give a good rating because of the experience. Offer to build to a different dimension. So you'll have your ad up. Customers will say, hey, I love that piece, but can you make it, let's say, a foot longer, or can you make it wider, or whatever it is. just tell them, yeah, you can do that, and figure out what they want, and if there's any price difference, and just give them the new quote. Then you'll have a different order from the one you posted, which is pretty common from my experience. I've gotten multiple orders from one ad. What's next? Send photos of the item to the customers when it's ready. So you're finished building, take some good photos of it, send a note to the customer saying, hey, your item's ready for pickup. I've attached a few pictures for you to check out. They really get excited to see their item finished and ready for them to pick it up. And then not only for their benefit, but you can use those photos to post another ad. And in that ad, you could say, hey, I build these tables or whatever it is. I can build to whatever dimension you want or whatever colors. So it's good to use those ads or those photos for that as well. And I also have a video on how to stage furniture and take those photos. I'll link and post it up here too for you. Stain color samples. So sometimes you'll get a request for a different color stain or paint. So you might want to think about ahead of time whatever type of wood you use. I commonly use dimensional lumber, 2x4s. I'll use some pine, 1x material. So I will get that type of wood and make different stain sections on a 2x4. So maybe 2 or 3 inch squares along the 2x4, and then I can send a photo of that so they can see what that stain color looks like on that wood. Same with the paint. I haven't had as much for paint as I had for stain, but I'll let them know if they ask what kind of paint I use, and I'll tell them, if you have a different color, let me know the manufacturer, the color, and then I can go pick that up. Usually a quart's fine, plenty for a piece of furniture, and then I'll just add that into the estimate. So those are some items. Overall, I would say just be courteous, be helpful, be patient with them, and overall just be confident, and they will love it. Just keep the customer foremost in your mind. Try to make everything as easy as possible for them. The quality of the photos, again, just put them first, and it'll do you good, trust me. Again, if you've had some things that you haven't heard on this list that you've gone through, I want to hear about them. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.